let's get started. For those who don't know me, my name is Meredith Oram. I'm a fitness and nutrition consultant at Below the Fork, where I encourage women to love themselves towards healthy. I'm a certified health coach, a certified group fitness instructor, and a digital marketer. I was going to say a digital mom. I'm a digital marketer and a mom of 2 boys. So today I want to talk about 3 unexpected injuries that you can get at the gym. And this is just totally from my own experience of what I've seen the last few years of being a fitness professional that I wanted to share with you guys, because I think sometimes instructors can be guilty of this too. Fitness professionals can be guilty, and it's just these little things that we need to be more aware of what we're doing during our workouts so that we can stay fit. Because though I think the worst way to get injured is like with something really kind of silly. These do range from silly to very, very serious. But I was just thinking, like, there's certain things that'll come up, like even just jumping on the trampoline. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going out like that. I'm not twisting my knee. And hey, Miranda, how are you, girl? I don't want to do those little types of things anymore, because if I'm going to get injured, like, I'm going to do, head on. All right. So my 3 unexpected ways that you may be hurting yourself at the gym. And the first one is transition between moves. And this really came up yesterday. Yesterday I took body pump for the first time in months. I love Les Mills. I just want to put that out there. I do love Les Mills. I'm a certified body flow instructor, which is one of Les Mills' programs. And if you're not familiar with Les Mills, they're all choreographed, which means 4 times a year I receive choreography along with the music, the moves, a video showing me them performing so that I can learn it by watching the video. I get a whole packet with the choreography notes, and I take that and then I teach it to my class, which makes for a really great workout. It's just kind of like learn it, do it, teach it, and it's a nice little plug and play thing. But when I took body pump yesterday, and for those of you who aren't familiar with that, that is a weightlifting program choreographed to like really upbeat music. We do a lot of squats and clean presses and biceps and shoulders and core and triceps, and everything follows the same format. But what I was noticing as I was looking around, and this happens now, once you become a fitness professional, you're constantly looking around you in a class, and it's a totally different experience because you're looking at people's form. And I don't say that because I'm judging other people, but for me, it helps me as an instructor to see where people kind of get out of their wrong formation, or where they might interpret things a different way. So it just helps me with my cueing. So I'm not judging. I'm just kind of looking around being like, oh, okay, a lot of people do squats this way, so that helps me for my next class when I'm teaching squats to cue that. So that's the only reason I do that. But I'm noticing with myself too, as I was transitioning between moves, and so I have this big heavy bar and you just kind of drop it and then you pick it up again to go to the next move. And sometimes we don't pick it up properly. So whereas when you're doing the actual move, you've got that good, like perfect form, does it all go to hell once you make that transition? Because that might be happening. And those little slips is where you get that shoulder injury, or you pull your back. Maybe you picked up the weight after you were doing some nice, like perfect rows and deadlifts. Maybe when you picked it back up again, you used your back muscles and not your leg muscles. Those are the little nuances that we need to be aware of what we're doing, because getting injuries that way, oh, that's the worst. And then it kind of leaves you with your head scratching, like, why do I have this pain? Like, what happened? Why did I do that? And I just noticed it particularly in body pump. And she had warned us that the transitions in this particular release are quicker than usual, but that's actually where I have my hesitations about Les Mills, because they let the music dictate the transition. So it was a really quick, like 8 counts. People are like wielding those bars around, and that's where injury occurs. So that's unexpected injury number 1, transition between moves. So ways we can prevent that is to consider your workout from the second you step foot in the studio or on the fitness floor, or when you press play on that DVD player if you're doing workouts at home. The second that happens, consider it until the moment you leave the studio, leave the fitness floor, press stop. Consider that all part of your workout. Because when you have the equipment around you, you need to constantly be on your A game and be cognizant of using proper form so that you don't get injured in those little silly transition moments. All right, so unexpected injury number 2 would be choosing the hardest, quote unquote, hardest move instead of the appropriate modification for your fitness level. When I first started being a fitness instructor, I didn't really think about that. I would give the modifications more as like a choose your own adventure. But the truth of the matter is, when people are watching me up at the front of the room, a lot of them are mirroring me exactly. So if I go ahead and show the hardest modification, they're doing that too because they're seeing me do it. And I totally understand that's actually how I am in group fitness. I'm not always listening. I'm a visual person. So if I see them doing a different move, that's what I'm going to do too. So I've now taken the time to do cues. So Body Flow, which is the Les Mills program, is a yoga, tai chi, and Pilates class. So there are times where, say for instance, we're in a runner's lunge and we have 3 options with that. Your fingertips can be on the floor, your hands can be right on your thigh, or you can have your arms up to a V. I'll say, really think about how you are feeling in this moment. Is this stretch deep enough? If not, you can move your hands up to your thigh. How does it feel there? How do you feel in this moment? If you're still not getting that stretch, you may put your hands up to a V. And I've been choosing the mid-range modification so that people aren't tempted to go up to the harder one. Because it's not a good, better, best situation. It's, I want you to have the best, safest workout possible. And there's this mentality, and it's a huge myth, that if you are doing the hardest version, then you're getting the best workout, and that you can't get a good workout unless you're doing the hardest version. The problem is if you're not ready and you haven't mastered the other levels, and levels is even a misnomer. Sometimes your body just can't do it. Or you'll have moves that you did perfectly yesterday and today you can't do it because it's all based on what you did yesterday or what you didn't do yesterday and where your body is in that moment. That's yoga, and that's why yoga is important to everyone. Side note, because it gets you to learn to be aware of your body. So the huge myth is just that. It's a myth. You should master each level before moving up, and that will give you the best workout. Because I'm telling you, if you go up to the hardest level and your body's not ready for it, your form goes to hell in a handbasket, and that's how you get these silly injuries that could have prevented if you would take your time to work your way up. All right, unexpected injury number 3, and this is probably the most severe one on my list, and that is not properly fueling yourself. I realize it's a bit of a stretch that I'm using the word injury here, but it is super important and something we need to discuss when it comes to your workouts, whether that's at home or in the gym. So when you undereat and then you hit the gym, you are setting yourself up for a spiral that many of us, including me, I've been there, you guys, I've been there, I've talked about it on here before, and I had to learn it the hard way, that if I'm undereating and I'm over-exercising, bad things happen. That is not a good formula at all. You can really hurt yourself. I've screwed up my metabolism. I've had issues. I've had what I refer to as disordered eating. It was stopped, and I've been through this many cycles, but it was stopped in time before it became a true eating disorder. So that's why I call it a disordered eating. And that's what I was doing. I was, especially in my years in ballet, when I was severely under eating, and then I'd be at the bar, you know, taking 4 hours worth of dance class a day and super dizzy and clinging onto that bar so that the world would stop spinning. And I was a teenager. It was not because I was at the bar the night before. It was because I was severely under eating. Now, a few caveats I want to make here. 2016's biggest diet trend, which I'm sure you're all aware of, is carb cycling. So I want to make sure that this is not what I'm referring to. You'll hear a lot about fasted cardio, but please know that if they're doing it properly, when they're carb cycling, they had a high carb day the day before, preparing for the next day's fasted cardio. So that's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about consistently, daily, under eating and then exercising to get what you think might be fast results, but what's actually going to happen is your body's going to shut down hold on to that fat, and you're gonna hit a plateau. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is that it keeps turning into a disordered eating pattern, or even worse, to a full-blown eating disorder. So ways you can prevent that: fuel yourself with water, protein, and carbs before a workout. A lot of times too, and this is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, people think that you need some pre-workout shake, or that you need an extra special snack or something like that. The average intensity people put into their workouts, as long as you're eating like 3 meals a day and snacks, you don't really need an extra special treat. However, I kind of play it on what my workout's going to be. Like I taught body flow this morning. I'm teaching it again in an hour and a half. It's a great workout, and I'm gonna burn like, I guess, 250 to 300 calories each time I teach the class. But in terms of needing to fuel for yoga, that's not really, at least for me, that's not something that I feel I need to do. What I ate today kind of covers that. However, if I'm going on a run, then I really need to fuel for that, but then also be aware that my stomach can't handle if I'm eating within an hour to 2 hour window prior to my run. So it's a lot of trial and error, but the takeaway is that you need to eat. So what that looks like for you, you need to eat. So those are the 3 unexpected ways that you can get injured at the gym. 1, again, transitions between moves. Just be aware that from the moment you start your workout, when you walk into that gym, to when you're walking out of the gym or hitting stop on your DVD player, be cognizant of everything around you, because those little transitions, the re-racking of weights, the picking of new ones, that's oftentimes when we get injured, and we want to avoid those silly injuries, because those are the nagging ones that won't go away. They're the worst, believe me. Number 2, choosing the hardest move instead of the appropriate modification for your fitness level. Master each level as you move up, and that'll help you see the most progress and results in your fitness. And 3, not properly fueling yourself. So again, I'm Meredith Orem. You can find me across all social media channels at Below the Fork. I would love to help you if you have any questions regarding your fitness and nutrition needs. Again, I'm a certified health coach, and I would love to help you out. So find me at belowthefork.com. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Talk soon. Bye.